love. So let's continue with slaying all those demons because this thing about being her protector, it's very primary to the first level of pleasuring the feminine, having to do with security and safety. Okay, so we do have to take a special look at jealousy. Now, jealousy, oh my gosh, honey, it's such a it's really the pandemic in the world right now. It's all about jealousy. I don't mean the COVID virus. I mean the pandemic of all of this violence against the African American men and women. Okay, so um, it's really good to look at the jealousy of the African American man because all of this, the long history of incarcerating these men who have such a beautiful physique and such a beautiful way with women in their speech, it's like this level at which the white guy doesn't feel adequate, maybe because his own father was so critical of him, um, maybe because he judges things on muscle tone or something. But we need to open this Pandora's box right now because that's what's coming up and out in the whole world right now. Like, it's really beautiful. I mean, everywhere I'm going, people are on the corners with Black Lives Matter signs, and along with that, there are there's people all over the world now toppling the statues of the kings and the slave owners that have been there for 150 years. These statues representing imperialism and the celebration of slavery. They're throwing them into the ocean in Belgium and in England and so. But how do we overcome? How do we overcome jealousy when it's sort of like a toxicity? We know that no woman can be happy with you if you're so jealous and insecure that she can't like dress beautiful and be in public with you or on her own and have men flirt with her, or she can't go dancing, and you don't have that self-love, that self-confidence that would be like, yeah, but she's coming home to me, you know. Um, I was telling a friend that there's this this Latina thing where if the women want to go out salsa dancing, they're like, I'm going salsa dancing, honey, and the guy will be, if the guy doesn't say to her, okay, but be back by midnight, the woman will be really pissed off. They'll be like, he doesn't even love me. She wants a little bit of him to show that he cares and that he wants to be the one she's coming home to and to say something like, come home to me at the end of the night, baby. That's the deal here. A little bit of like boundary making, right? So boundary making's good. It's a kind of a machismo that we all, the feminine woman likes a little bit of. But it's not the same thing as real jealousy that tamps down her whole way of being and is feeling inferior to her beauty and her power, right? My mother used to always say, in this way that was really helpful to me, she would say, look, if you're jealous, it's pointing you exactly in the direction of everything that you want to be and do and have. So instead of resisting it, walk in that direction. So I love that. But how do you walk in a direction of somebody who's got something you think you can never have, some kind of physique or some kind of cultural advantage, over years and years of being raised in a matriarchal culture? They're going to learn more about what women need, right? Well, if you could, first of all, I want you to think about women, okay? Because if you could first see through the eyes of the feminine who love you, really love you as you are, and understand that once she's in that place and she's opened her heart, she's just not like you guys in terms of the constant search or constant, you know, uh, I don't know. I don't see through the masculine eyes, so I only know that it's such a waste of your time to worry. But also look at how us women are demeaned and how we survive it. I mean, talk about jealousy. There's like no way for us to stand in our power almost with the amount of um, jealousy that we're supposed to feel, like for being inadequate if we're too heavy, or inadequate if we're too skinny and don't have enough curves, or inadequate if we're older, or inadequate if we are you know uh, without boobs or ass, or like we have such a barrage thrown at us about why we should not feel lovable and adequate with our men. And yet we go out day after day, still dressing up, still strutting our stuff, still opening our hearts. So if you're feeling insecure and worried, sweetheart, think of what the women are going through all over the planet with our lack of valuing us for who we are, and the constant judging us for how we look, and the discarding of us by our age. Like, I have had to fight so hard to be at my age and allowing myself to dress sexy, act sexy, wear feminine clothes that are revealing. Because at 55, we're expected to be, have grayed blue hair and tamp it all down, and it's supposed to be this disgusting thing to go for the older woman. And we, day after day, are dealing with constant jealousy of the younger women, of the women who are whatever the thing that we don't have, right? And for a woman of color, she'll be jealous of the bigger booty curvy women, and for a white lady, she'll be jealous of the woman who's a stick figure and looks like she's starving. I mean, because we're not even. So if you get that, you get like, okay, wait a second, you're not alone in the jealousy story, but you got to overcome it and celebrate those around you who have something you don't, or you think you don't, and allow them to sort of guide you towards more of yourself. Okay, but mainly just come back to woman. Okay, come back to the feminine, because in the eyes of the feminine, you are her beloved, you are enough, and she sees through energetically. See, yes, of course we want our guy to be in shape, we want him to take care of himself and get fit a little bit, but mainly it's because of the energetics of it. Because when a guy gives up on that, his energy tamps down into this low place where everything's blocked, and he's not opening up because his confidence is so low. So it's more energetic. What the woman wants is, she wants the man's energetic energy to be flowing. So here is a crazy thing you can do to release jealousy and join the movement all over the world to release the men from prison who are basically only there because of white men's jealousy. Okay, they've all got to come out of jail. They've all got to, not all of them, maybe there's a handful that are actually dangerous people, but we have all these people in there for a little drug use, a little drug selling, theft that's just for survival. You have people in there for just because they don't have money for bail, or they could never have a fair trial. I mean, you just have incarcerated, out of jealousy. So we are good with facing our demons as a white culture, but really, if you look at the fear of the darkness, the jealousy of the darkness, another way to understand it is that it's also the fear of the feminine, and the fear of the feminine, the desire for the feminine, the beautiful black woman who represents the wildest power of woman in her, primary power, the desire for her. This is across races, across cultures. There's this fear of the feminine and jealousy over the feminine, and desire to own her. It's across every culture. So we're trying to find, well, where is there a culture anywhere where they don't have that? Like, anywhere? So your desire for the feminine is only going to be healed if you can have her inside yourself. Yes, if you can have the full-on feminine majesty as an experience of your own, you can access any time. So, how do you do that as a guy? This is what you do. You go for dance. All right, I want you to put some music on in the privacy of your own space. Just dance with yourself. Turn yourself on. Be the stripper boy. Use a mirror. and you can get to that place of like, whoo, I am amazing. I just did my dance practice. My stripper dance practice is so it's so healing. It's so it puts me in touch if whether or not I have a guy or a lover. I can go there to my sexual energy and dance it and feel it and like, oh, I gotcha, he's got me. Some inner masculine. I can evoke my inner masculine to hold me from behind and rock me while I dance. So there you go. Overcoming jealousy is a primary thing you gotta do to be able to pleasure the feminine, to make her safe. We're on the feeling of safety. She's not going to open into the sexual chakra with you without feeling safe. Yeah, if you blow it there, she closes the door, right? So I'm trying to like find what are all the different levels of fear of the masculine, of not feeling safe, that you can preemptively deal with. Okay, slay the demon of jealousy, and at the same time slay slavery, slay racism, and change this world. History is so exciting right now. Oh my gosh, did I already say that they're toppling the statues all over the world that represents slave ownership? They're dragging these statues in England through the streets and dumping them in the ocean. Oh my God, it's so exciting. Everywhere I go, they're holding up these Black Lives Matter signs, and and then these crazy horrible things are happening. Like this bus driver throws a guy off his bus, accusing him of having a gun. He's just an older guy with his two little kids, and then tries to run him over with his bus. Today, no, it was yesterday this happened, right? How could this happen? It's so strange, right? Well, but it is the demon of jealousy. What's happening is it's coming up. It's a pandemic of jealousy coming up everywhere. And as it comes up, people see it, they're like, ugh, ugly monster, get out, get rid of it. We don't want to be that self-hating. To hate on other people that much means we hate ourselves. We are so deeply insecure if we are going to steal people's lives. Now it's reparations time, man, for all the people whose lives have been stolen in the jail slavery system. And this is starting to happen. This conversation is finally happening. Oh my God. So it's a worldwide awakening to our deep, profound jealousy of the African American men and women. And it's so beautiful because we know we all come from Africa. We're all part of the same existence. We don't have to feel like we're not part of each other. But of course, if somebody is incarcerating you want to think of them as family. So how are we going to heal this? How are we going to bring us back to the world family? We're going to heal our own jealousy. And this, darling, this is going to give her freedom to be wildly passionate for you, to dress up more because she knows you're not going to get freak out over it, to show her beauty more in public, knowing that you love it and you have so much faith in yourself and your lovability and in her love for you, that everything has opened up. The whole story is opened up, accessing that self-love for you. That's really interesting too, right? How do we do that? How do you open into self-love when you've been bombarded with negativity and people have told you horrible things. Like Cynthia Erivo plays the part in The Color Purple, where she has to be called ugly over and over again. Now this is a goddess, right? Cynthia Erivo is just a goddess singer, and but to think of what she goes through, she said, night after night, being called ugly for 2 hours straight, maybe 150 times in each performance, doing that performance over and over again for the public. She said it just started to wear down her spirit and hurt her, like just hurt her. And so those negative words, those stories are really important to reverse. Like, if you would please start to say amazing, beautiful things to yourself. I'm so hot. Oh, I love myself so much. I love being with me. I love being in this life. I love that I get another day here. And this is so beautiful because whatever realm of consciousness we enter while we're here, that's what goes with us when we die. That realm of consciousness that we actually enjoy here, it's the next level we go to in the next world, is that level. So all the love that you experience, all the sexuality and passion you allow, all the sweetness and kindness, all of the forgiveness, that's the realm you're creating for yourself in the next world. All the beautiful clothes, even the possessions, some of them, they say they don't come with you, but the energetics of them do. If it's self-love, if it's just vanity, toxic vanity, you have way more clothes than you can wear, way more cars than you could ever drive, and you're just buried under bills, that's not exactly freeing yourself to a life you want to be in the next realm. But if it's just enough, if you just get yourself to the place where you can dress every day in beautiful dignity and like make yourself little things, and you can feel the self-love of being you, that's exciting. And that's when jealousy dissolves, and that's when world peace begins, and that's when peace with your woman is a given, okay? Because you're not jealous of her or the attention she gets, or feeling inadequate of any guy. You are the one she chose. You must be amazing because you know how amazing she is. Believe her. Believe in her choice in you. Okay? All right, love.